If you have ever felt like an underdog and feel like there's just no hope getting out from the rocks that you've been buried under, I am so excited to introduce you to my next author. His name is Samuel L. Charles, and he's written a book, Genmist Goes to Brooklyn. First of all, welcome, Samuel. I'm glad that you're here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Susan.
We have got a lot to cover because this book, I mean, while it is fiction, there's a lot of wealth and wisdom behind this. So let's just get started by what the general overall message is of the book, because we've got some deep things to probe into.
So the book is basically about this three group of kids coming across individual alien named Genmist, who at the time was just sent off to the planet to scout, to find out the infantry and find out their weaponry and how they could just come over and just ravage the planet Earth. But at that time, there's a couple of local kids who had dreams to aspire to get out the neighborhood, and they came across Genmist. And Genmist and the kids actually bond together to become a part of the resistance to save the world.
We learn a lot through their friendship. I mean, it is packed with, seriously, when I say wisdom, I mean, I'm talking about things like understanding kids, especially that are growing up in underprivileged situations, where there's not really a book that guides them into how to survive. And you're touching on a lot of those things that maybe open our mind to what we haven't thought about before.
Yes, because in life, sadly, we are raised by our parents, and certain parents, based on depending on the neighborhood, are underprivileged parents themselves, or been through mental abuse or abuse. So now they have kids and they don't know how to face the demons they are dealing with. So that's passed on to generation to generation. So now here you have a group of kids that suffer from PTSD and so forth, and now they having kids, so they don't know how to nurture. They don't know how to be a parent.
And you're speaking about this with, without going into great detail. I mean, you're quite a survivor yourself. You've got an amazing story. You are worthy of writing this story because you dug yourself out.
Yes. In life, thank God, certain people are able to impute knowledge or be able to gain. Some people are not, or some people you have to actually take a harder time to actually gain the information. So it's like having a child in the classroom and they might have ADHD. So it takes them more of an effort to learn. And some people might not want to take the time to teach them. So now they have to go through obstacles in life because nobody else want to teach them because they don't want to deal with their patience.
So, one of the things we had talked about earlier was that during your time of digging your way out of your situation that you were just put into, you didn't ask to be in, an underprivileged life. One of the words of wisdom that you gave was the fact that you got to find out whether people who are pouring that information into you are worthy. Like you have a filter of who you listen to and who you don't. And that is so smart. I've really never heard anybody else speak about that.
Yes, because in life, it's basically like if you politics, I don't really want to go deep in it, but sometimes if a person say they're going to do certain things, you have to watch every action they do because in life, that's what we look for as a role model. So when you hear scandal, now you feel like, wow. So I think in life, I think people should be real and be upfront and to make people know that I'm not perfect because when you really think about it, nobody's perfect. That's right. So that's where the hypocrisy come about when people preach that they perfect and you see the hypocrisy. So now if you have enough information or wisdom to understand these things, that's when you get frustrated and you're like, I don't want to be led by that.
And the friends in this journey are going through all these emotions, right?
Yes. Yes. Basically, in life, I see as of now, sometimes teenagers raise teenagers because sometimes the parents is doing their own thing and they have bills to do. So in life, within 24 hours, some parents, you might only see their kids in 2 hours of the day or 3 hours of the day. Some less than that. So
Mhm.
in life, you be raised by your friends. So the
Mhm.
kids might, the other child might have to go through the same common things. So now who else that you going to just be raised with? Your individual. So you're gonna go and basically gravitate more towards the peers, your social peers.
And these buddies that are coming together to try to save the planet and everything, I mean, these are underdogs that are being asked to
Yes.
save the world pretty much, right? I mean, so there's a statement about, you know, you can do great things even when you don't come from greatness.
Yes. And Genmist seen the innocence and the underprivileged more than the world itself.
Mm.
He seen these kids was the most innocent angels on the planet Earth. And that's why he chose to be a part of the resistance. Because he knew if it had to be more like this, because he see the pure innocence, how they embraced it. Because
Mm.
he was an alien. And they
Mhm.
embraced him like he was amongst family. So that's why I made Jinmis, which he was a warrior alien, which he was raised of savagery, to see this the pure innocence. It chased him and it deviated him from his basically his what his father wanted him to do.
Samuel, it's a beautiful storyline. And really, when I go through the book, I realize that what you're saying is that as humanity, we have more in common than we think we do. Certainly more in common than what we don't have in common, right?
Yes, everybody has something in common.
Mhm.
When you take away basically tradition or things that was taught. If you have, it's like just taking all the kids from an incubator. You put all the kids and raise them together, Chinese, Asian, black, whatever race is. If they not taught to be racist, they all gonna look at one another as brothers, common siblings.
Mhm.
Race is not even it's not even something that even exists. It's something that
Right.
we put in our mind.
Yep.
So when you take that away and just look at even language, just look at that we have hands, we have legs, we have mouth, we all go through that. We could get cancer,
Mhm.
everything. We are
Hearts,
so
we
much.
love, we get angry. Yes. Yes.
Yes, we all alike. If you basically mute any television show and from a different country,
Mm.
you will see the similarities in every other race or nationality. So that's
Absolutely.
life. So we need to stop looking at the things that's not in common and looking at all the things that we do have in
Samuel, you are so wise beyond your years. I mean, we could easily go on a couple hours with this interview, but we do have to bring it to a close. It's called Genmist Goes to
common.
Brooklyn by Samuel L. Charles. And I would just encourage you not just to buy the book. If you get a chance, drop him an email. This guy is super interesting. And when I say has wisdom to share, I'm just not kidding. Like he really opened my eyes to a lot of things. So thank you so much. Get the book and give it a rating. Let them know what you think. Those ratings really go a long way. So, Samuel, thank you so much. Have a great
Yes.
day. Looking forward to your next book,
Thank
too.
you for having me.